All right, so I figured I'd go ahead and just do the NARS today, being that I took off the Bare Minerals. But I'll be uploading this the following week, which will be today, this Foundation Friday. I'm a little nervous about doing this because I did cleanse my face and I put this stuff back on since I'm supposed to be testing it, and I'm already noticing bumpiness, which I don't like, because that's exactly why I started using the tretinoin. I wanted to get rid of this, and I'm feeling that. I don't like that. So I don't know how long I'm going to last with that L'Oreal Paris Age Renewing, what is it? Age Perfect Cell Renewal. I don't know. It's also very, I shouldn't say very tacky. It is tacky. And it doesn't actually feel like, my underlayers feel like they're thirsty, which doesn't happen anymore because I've been using tretinoin. So I'm a little concerned about all of that. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about this. Anyhow, welcome back to Foundation Friday. This is my third one. Hopefully I improve over time. But today what I am going, oh, and also let me know if you prefer this format. Let me actually lower this a little bit. Let me know if you prefer my phone format or my laptop format, because actually I like this a little bit better. So anyway, today I am going to be reviewing what I've been using now for the past probably almost 2 years, if not 2 years. And that is the NARS Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer Broad Spectrum SPF 30 Sunscreen. I don't use it for the sunscreen, of course. I use it because I like how lightweight it feels. But now that I've been using it for almost 2 years, I'm finding that it's not making me as happy, because it was a big jump for me to go from a dry powder, which wasn't supposed to be dry, Bare Minerals, to something so fabulously emollient. But now that my skin, because I've been using tretinoin for 3 months now, and my skin has gone from being overly dry and oily to oily and normalizing. I mean, I still have dry flakes in this area right here because this is still being, I guess, worked on. But yeah, it seems to be too moisturizing for me now. So now I'm trying to find a moisturizer that kind of does the same thing, lightweight, not tacky when you touch it, not having to set it with powder, satin, semi-glowy finish, looks like skin, feels like skin, and light to medium coverage, because of course I really don't have any problems, and yet buildable to full coverage if I want to. So I initially started off, I went to Sephora years ago, and they gave me Groland Light 3, which I did not realize was too dark for me, because of course lighting in Sephora is horrible. And so I ended up ordering this. I think this is my third time for this one, when I stopped and I realized this is too dark for me. I am a white ass girl, and I'm Hispanic for anyone asking, and I'm also Caribbean and Latin American, and this is too dark for me. So I decided to go ahead and do my own checking and found out that this is actually my color, which is Terranove Light 0. 2 down, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on top of what I already put on my hand, because who cares? It's not like it's gonna make that much of a difference. I normally use like that much, probably less. This might be actually too much. I'm not going to apply a primer just to see how this moisturizer works, because again, it's kind of tacky. I will go ahead and do the trick of, like everyone else I see, let me actually dry this a tiny bit. Actually, this is kind of wet, hang on. Okay, so now that that's a little drier, because I did wash off the bare skin, the Bare Minerals. And if you notice that I'm wearing the same top as I had on last week, yes, because I'm recording this on the same day, I figured might as well, since I'm not using that horrible foundation. So I'm going to go ahead and give this just a little tap to like blend it from with the other one. And now I'm gonna go ahead and, actually I need my mirror. I need my mirror because I can't see. I have a magnifying mirror that I use. Oh yeah, I'm not a fan of applying this with, you know what, that's not fair because this is wet. This is wet. So it's not gonna be the same. I fucked up. So I am going to use, even though it's not quite, at least I don't think it's a foundation brush, I'm gonna use this, which means I'm gonna have to apply more. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to apply more. I'm gonna actually do the same thing that I did before just because I want to get rid of the Groland. I don't tan anymore. One of these days, if you guys want to know, I'll explain why. Let's just say that this stubborn ass used to be 18-year-old, sure as hell learned her lesson. Not cancer, but definitely learned my lesson. Oh yeah, I do not like this. Or pretty much any foundation that I have tried. I'm actually just gonna do this with a brush. And again, I'm not sure if you guys can see this, but I either like applying especially a tinted moisturizer with my fingers or a beauty sponge. I don't know if you can see that streakiness, but it is straight up streakiness. It's disgusting. So I'm going to set these brushes aside to go ahead and, what's going on here? Sorry, I'm looking at my other phone because I have the description of the NARS on here that I want to read in a minute. So, yeah, that's just not, I personally would say do not apply any tinted moisturizers with a brush. Maybe I don't have the correct brushes. I would like to actually see this with a rougher foundation brush because those brushes are unbelievable. If you haven't heard of a rougher brush, they're made in Japan. I understand that they are handmade, sold here in the States, and unbelievably soft brushes. I don't think I have ever felt a brush that soft and that amazing at blending. So, okay, I smoothed this side out. I had to because it just looked awful. And now I'm going to go ahead and, on the other side, apply more of both to the back of my hand. Normally, like I said, I do this, even though I hate having to wash my hands after, I do this with my hands, my fingers. It's just nicer. And I still have to tap the Beauty Blender on because, of course, you know, you just do. I don't know why I put this on my lid because I'm going to end up wiping it off anyway. And you're going to laugh at what I'm going to do next, but I don't like leaving any product on the back of my hand, so I go like this. And then I just blend it in. God, my hair looks crazy. Now, supposedly, actually, while I'm waiting for this to slightly dry, let me read what it says on their website. This advanced oil-free formula provides a translucent veil of color, which is true, and sun protection. Not sure about that because you'll have to learn about that by going to Dr. Natalia's Instagram and searching through her posts to see what you actually need in terms of sun protection or sunscreen, while helping to reduce the appearance of hyperpigmentation and dark spots in just 4 weeks. Not true. I've used this for, like I said, almost 2 years, and that never happened. What ended up getting rid of these, and still is, because of my glorious tanning days, is the Dramatica, because, and it doesn't have to be Dramatica, just don't use Curology. I don't vouch for them. Theirs really irritated my skin and a lot of other people's skin. But the Dramatica is basically tretinoin and whatever else you need. I need hydroquinone, so they put hydroquinone on here. You start off at 0.025. I am now on 0.05. I've been using this since May with 4% hydroquinone, and wow, what a change in my skin. So if you're looking for something that reduces dark spots and hyperpigmentation, hydroquinone. If you have qualms about that, fears about that, again, go to Dr. Natalia's website. Actually, yeah, I think she even has blog posts, but go to her Instagram and you'll see how that's just not true. Hydroquinone is perfectly fine. It says that it's infused with lush botanicals and ingredients to immediately help thirsty skin feel hydrated. I never really looked for that because I've always had, before I used tretinoin, an 8 to 12 step skincare routine from 2018 until 2020, and then before 2018 I really didn't use any skincare. Sorry, itchy nose. It says Copata from French Polynesia and mineral-rich seawater helps to revive and remineralize for a softer, smoother, and brighter natural glow. Skin is transported. That's all hype. It doesn't do that. It is a nice tinted moisturizer. That's it. It says here, sheer buildable coverage. I'm not sure about that because I've never actually done that. Radiant finish, oil-free, formula normal to dry skin types, paraben-free, synthetic fragrance-free, 1.9 ounces, 50 milliliters for, on their website, $45. I think it's cheaper on Ulta if Ulta sells it, and maybe a little bit cheaper on Sephora. I'm not sure. So let's go ahead and do one more layer and see if it works. I'll be impressed. By the way, I've never used this much foundation. In terms of the sponge taking up a lot, because again, I usually apply it with my hands and then just tap it out with my sponge to give it a smooth finish. So here I've got a lot more than I normally would do. Let's see if it actually does build up. And as you can see, I'm not using the brush because again, I don't like the streaks. For those of you that want to know more about tretinoin and my journey with that, let me know. You can find some of that on my Instagram at Unboxing with Kat, or you can just ask me below and I'll let you know what I know. I'll say this, it is the miracle that I was looking for. The rest I need to do with things that I'm terrified of, like fillers and surgery. I'm terrified of needles. I've never had Botox, I've never had filler because that stuff, needles scare me. I've almost passed out when I've had to get injected. Definitely cry because I'm a big ass baby when it comes to a needle. Alright, well, it's not looking too nice on my nose, but that could very well be because of that moisturizer, since again I've been using this for a lot longer and it never really gathers. It looks really, really nice. It's just, it's not enough coverage sometimes, especially when you want to go glam at night, and I haven't really looked for anything else, which is why I'm doing what I'm doing now. Alright, so I'm going to let that set, fix my hair, wash my hands, wash these brushes, and we'll come back and I'll do concealer. So I forgot to mention that this comes in 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 shades, right? Which is definitely not a lot. Yeah, 12 shades, and their deep is not deep. I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm noticing that, and I can only blame it on this, I'm noticing that my skin is getting really bumpy, and I don't like the way this foundation looks with it. I probably should have put a primer on, but it was so tacky that I thought it would be fine, and now I'm having doubts. So I don't think you're gonna get how nice this actually is because of this moisturizer. But anyway, I also have which I used to always use with it, the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I use, shit, it's getting harder and harder to read things. Let me just get my other glasses because I can't see. Okay, so I have this in Light 0.25 Creme Brulee. I am almost out of this, so I don't know how much I'm going to get out of it. I'm also looking for new concealers. So if you have any that you think I should try, let me know and I will. I am definitely going to have to wipe out my lids because I don't usually put concealer on my lids because it creases. Actually, it's just me. And this shade is a little too dark, I have noticed, but again, I bought this when I went to Sephora and they gave me the wrong shade. Match. So let me go ahead and blend this in. Alright, so I have my foundation on, my concealer, my blush, my bronzer, contour, and one of my favorite lip colors. So I'm going to try to do a look that's fun for this. We'll see. I just noticed that this lip, which is the Kat Von D Crucifix? Yeah, Crucifix. It's getting blotchy. I don't know if it's because it's maybe getting older, but I'm not liking it. But I'm going to keep it on and I'm going to build a look around it, hopefully. By the way, if you're like me, even if you're not like me, and you have very loose skin, these brushes by Rephr, this is the 03 for fine point. This is the 02 to pack stuff on. So this one's like pointy. And then this one is the 12 in two different lengths, which as you can see is kind of domed. Let me see if you can, yeah, you can see that. These are so incredibly soft, and they don't tug on the eyes, they don't tug on the skin. The name is Rephr. If you want, I'll go ahead and link it down below. If not, you can always find it posted on my Instagram, because I like these brushes so much so that I want to get the rest of them. Anyway, let me finish my look. I just want to take a quick moment to praise Katie Jane Hughes, Harry, oh, I don't know Harry's last name. I do, but I don't. Harry Makes It Up, and Celine Bernard for being able to do graphic eye and make it look so easy. Be right back. Okay, so that turned into a disaster that I don't ever want to replicate again. I am still learning how to do graphic eyes, which I absolutely love so much. I had to clean everything up because the tools that I had just weren't working. So I took all that off and I just muted it down and I added some more dark grays and light, well actually medium grays and black. What I wanted to do was take a color similar to this and create a graphic eye. And what I have in terms of brushes, etc., even the makeup that I have just didn't work. I don't know why, but I initially started with this, which is fine, which is what I have pretty much on my lid. And then for some reason I thought this color, which isn't really showing up true on screen, I'm sure if you guys have this palette you can see it's a little bit more mauvey than it's showing pink on screen. I'm not sure why. So I figured, okay, well maybe that'll work. No, it definitely did not. So then I looked for another color, and I've never really used this palette, and I tried this color right here, which is definitely close to what I have on my lips. And still, it's lighter when you start to buff it in. So I tried, okay, well let me go ahead and try wet. Disaster. So I just went on and like I said, wiped it all off with micellar water. left what I had on in terms of like in this area, in those colors, and then I just applied some black and some of this gray mixed in to make it look a little bit better. I have done some pretty cool graphic eyes in the past, but yeah, that was fun. No, it wasn't. So anyway, what I had on my face, which now has been, unfortunately, holy shit, forever ago, because I went to E2 and did some other stuff because I was getting frustrated. So I just set under the eyes, the nose, and then right around here with the Ciate London Everyday Vacay. And then I used the Burt's Bees, what color is this? I have the light on so it's hard to see. Dahlia Dew. So this is in Dahlia Dew. And then I applied on top of that the Ciate London Marble Light Halo. And then what else did I do? I used, of course, the Claypay palette for the bronzer, which you can't really tell right now because I'm getting washed out by the light. Let's see if no, can't do that. Oh, this turned off. That's why it's not working. Oh, that turns it off. What's this? Oh, that's very neat. Okay, cool. I'm still learning about my light, but there you go. Yeah, see how much darker it's gotten? So yeah, I had to end up using this. I do like my lights cooler, so there we go. So anyway, as you can see, this foundation is really, really nice. Well, tinted moisturizer is really, really nice. I do like the glow. I like the way that it stays on the skin. It does last all day. My only thing is that it's not, and actually usually I set this down a little because I don't want this too shiny right here. Kind of defeats the purpose, right? But anyway, I do want something like this that isn't, like this is still slightly tacky with buildable coverage for nighttime. I mean, I could definitely wear this at night, but sometimes you want a little more, you know what I mean? So I definitely like this. And it, again, wears pretty well, especially if you, I didn't even set it with setting spray. And this is however many hours later. God, I think it's like 7 hours later. Yeah, about 7 hours later. 5 hours later. Yeah, that's kind of the disaster that I made. And again, I got hungry and all that other stuff. But anyway, so this is it. I do like this. Do I like the price point? Not so much. I think that for what it is, $25. I mean, geez, you've got Juvia's Place out there, which I'm dying to try. Juvia's Place, Woma Beauty. What are the other ones? I do want to try Rare Beauty. I'm not sure about the foundation, but definitely those blushes, because I am definitely a cream blush girl. I want to try to pick some on my eyes. I don't think they have a foundation, but if they do, I'm all in on that. So yeah, I'm going to keep on looking. This foundation still gets a 2 thumbs up from me. Is it my ride or die? Only because I haven't found anything else. If I actually found something else, I'd probably still use this on casual days, not as my go-to foundation. But yeah, there we go. So, lashes, I have the Bare Minerals Flawless Definition, which I love. I will be trying other mascaras that I have that I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really excited to try because I haven't found a foundation mascara that I like, and I have tried a few of these already and they haven't impressed me. Can't think of anything else. Again, this is just it's great. But again, I do want one that is a little bit more coverage because of course you can still see this, and I don't want to have to pile on concealer. It just, what's the point? But yeah, it really does look good on the skin. It's a little too glowy in certain areas, like here. Even when you powder it down, how does it feel on my forehead? I have an oily T-zone, so yeah, it gets a little oily on the forehead, which isn't really fun, especially if you're like me and you're oily forehead. And it does get a little oily on the nose area, but everywhere else it just looks fabulous. So other than that, yeah, on a scale, well, actually, let's give it, out of 5 stars, I give it a 3.25. I want a 5. So that's what I'm looking for. So that's all I've got to say. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you like what I am sharing, and if you like Foundation Fridays, hit like, hit subscribe, hit that bell to know when I'm throwing out more content, because I am not a regular, you know what I mean? I mean Foundation Fridays, obviously. If I end up liking the Sunday thing, I'll keep that. I might end up not calling it Sudsy Sundays and just call it empties like everyone else does, but you don't really have empties every week. I do have a lot right now because I've been stockpiling, wanting to do something like this, not quite sure how. So yeah, let me know what you want to know in the comments, what you thought of this makeup, how you feel about it, what you do and don't like about it, whether you buy it or not, even what shade you're in, and what primers you think really work well with it, which setting powders you prefer, and if you like cream blushes, because I am definitely a cream blush girl. I also want to look more into cream bronzers, because I do have the Fenty Amber contour stick, and I do have the highlighter, which I tend to use more on my eyes because it's a little too golden pink for me. On fair skin, that just doesn't look so great. So yeah, I will catch you guys later, and maybe see you this Sunday. Actually, no, I will see you this Sunday, because I'm going to go ahead and post on, I forget the name of the brand of the soaps, but I've tried these soaps that I absolutely love. So I'll be talking about those. All right, see you later. Bye.